The Smokehouse Creek fire is now the largest in Texas history, and according to the Texas A&M Forest Service, it has burned 1,075,000 acres and is 3% contained.
So hard to believe. The fire started north of Stinnett and moved east along the Canadian River through Roberts and Hemphill counties. Borger officials say in Scotts Acres, around 20 homes were impacted by this fire. Officials are still assessing the damage to homes in the area. Hemphill County Emergency Management Coordinator Bill Kendall says about 40 homes were burned around the perimeter of the town of Canadian. Kendall also says he saw, quote, hundreds of cattle dead laying in the fields.
The Windy Deuce wildfire in Hutchinson, Potter, and Moore counties has burned multiple buildings in the city of Fritch. The Fritch ISD superintendent says it's possible more than 100 structures were burned in the fire. The fire has burned an estimated 142,000 acres and is 50% contained. Most of Fritch remains without power and water due to loss of electricity and reduced water pressure. The city of Fritch is under a boil water notice. Atmos Energy has implemented a temporary outage in Fritch, and many of the impacted neighborhoods are unsafe to enter as fire operations continue. We also continue to track fires in Oldham, Gray, and Beaver counties. The Magenta fire in Oldham County has burned an estimated 2,500 acres and is 65% contained. The 687 Reamer fire in Hutchinson County has burned an estimated 2,000 acres and is 10% contained. The Grapevine Creek fire in Gray County has burned 30,000 acres and is 60% contained. And the Slapout fire in Beaver County has burned 26,048 acres and is just 22% contained. And as we said, that Windy Deuce fire is just 50% contained at this hour.
News Channel 10's Allie Allison reports from Fritch. Several firefighters from across the state are responding along with more equipment to help make a difference.
So the fire over there in Oldham County, the Magenta fire, we had resources respond to it and evacuate part of Boys Ranch. They very quickly began putting in a containment line with bulldozers and other heavy equipment to try and really stop any further spread on that fire. At this time, we have put dozer line around the vast majority of that fire, and so the crews at this point are working their way around it, patrolling, making sure that there's no embers or burning material that are going to try and jump across that line, kind of in preparation for the next couple of days of windy conditions. So they're doing some good work trying to make sure that fire stays where it is.
A lot of our viewers are saying, hey, how is this moisture? How has it helped today? What has it been a help? Is it something to keep looking for? And some of the things that you brought in to fight the Windy Deuce fire here in around the Fritch area. Absolutely.
So the moisture has been a wonderful blessing. We've been very happy with it. We're everyone's taking advantage of it, trying to build as much containment as we can, and going and checking again to make sure that there's nothing that didn't get impacts from that moisture, right? They want to make sure that nothing is still burning by tomorrow, ideally. It's a lot of fire, right? It's a lot of ground that's been burned. So we have brought in additional resources from across the state. We've brought in almost 189 firefighters and 58 engines from the Texas Interstate Fire Mutual Aid System. That's municipal departments and volunteer departments across the rest of the state who have taken resources, firefighters, engines, and said, hey, we have an extra. We can give them to y'all to help for a little bit. So we have resources from every section of the state up here at this point, assisting here on the Windy Deuce fire in Fritch and the Smokehouse Creek fire over in Canadian and Pampa and northeast of Borger. I mean, they are all over the northern panhandle at this point. On top of all of those engines, we also have dozers and heavy equipment from Texas A&M Forest Service alongside 78 different firefighters just from my agency alone that are here. One of the other major things that we've brought in is we have brought in a national incident management team, and they are coming in to help manage this fire, the Windy Deuce and the Smokehouse Creek fire, so that they can handle those and really take on the management aspect, allowing our local fire managers to be ready for any new starts and any additional kind of requests for assistance that may occur over the course of the next few weeks.
Adam, thank you. We do want folks to know that Fritch working hard. We know gas, electricity, still under a boil water notice, and we want people to be careful because it's still a work in progress here in the city.
It absolutely is. We've got some wonderful cooperators from our power companies and our gas companies. Atmos has been up here since 7 a.m. working to repair lines and get gas service back into the town. Our electrical cooperators have been in here for 2 days at this point trying to repair downed power lines and make sure that they're keeping our first responders safe and public civilians safe from any power lines that might be down or causing problems. And then, of course, they're absolutely working to get power back to the city so that those water systems can be truly up to full pressure and ready to go for the rest of the city.
Adam, thank you. Appreciate
Absolutely.
you, and we know how busy you are. Thank you for taking time.
Thank you very much.
You heard it in Fritch. We'll keep you updated throughout the area. Allie Allison, News Channel 10.
And containment efforts of those wildfires continue, with the added moisture helping our firefighters.
Many factors go into deciding the containment level of a wildfire that has reached this magnitude. Officials say the potential of the fire spreading is one of the factors they look at. Humidity and moisture has moved into the panhandle is helping with efforts. However, with the wind beginning to pick back up along with higher temperatures, is keeping officials cautious.
Took advantage of yesterday with the lower winds, and then today with the moisture. The winds are starting to pick back up, so that's going to dry things out quickly. But while the moisture is on the ground, we're trying to take advantage of that and get more of this fire secured and contained.
Officials have told residents to remain vigilant. Rekindling and new fires are still a possibility in the days following.